And hello. Yes, it's me saying hello this time. God help
Goodbye,
you all.
viewers.
Ooh.
Fuck me.
And representing Krampus is
The one and only Ujima Flop.
the one and only Ujima Flop. Yes, this is character creation. We are going to do a somewhat festive inspired game. We are using the Savage Worlds rules. This is the Explorers Edition, only because I do not have the current edition of Savage Worlds, which has made a couple of changes. And primarily, we are going to be using the Widening Gear steampunk setting for Savage Worlds. Yes, indeed. And possibly a couple of other ones just to add get some flesh out and get some flavor. So we have our usual players. We have Phil. We have the one and only Ujima Flop. And we have What's His Face. And if you don't know their names by now, what channel are you watching? So, firstly, let's deal with character creation. There will be no need for dice because it's all points-based.
Ah, yes, that's right.
I never got the point of that. But
Ba-boom. Yes.
it's my
Yes.
turn to do the really shit jokes.
Not while I'm here.
Oh god, it's going to be a joke off.
It is, isn't it?
It's a fest. You're going to hear so many jokes that should belong in Christmas crackers
Oh, it's a
to last a lifetime. So, first of all, have an idea of the kind of character that you want to play in terms of gender, in terms of profession, and so on. We are setting this in London. Simply because we're setting it in Victorian times, and quite frankly, it's too much of a cliche not to enjoy.
I've got a character concept in mind. I just hope I can make it work in Savage Worlds. I've also got a character name ready. It should work for Victorian times.
I also have a character name ready. I imagine this is going to be more on the silly side, isn't it?
Well, as I said last week, this is going to be on the lighter side of I mean, there's going to be an adventure. There's going to be a goal. There's going to be something to do, a thing to complete. But ultimately, it's going to be a little lighter, partially because I want to do something a bit lighter myself, and partially because it would seem like too much of a change of direction if we went from the hilarity of corporation to something really, really serious and somber. And quite frankly, I'm not wearing Christmas hoodies and a Santa hat to do serious. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, on that topic, are you ready for my character's name?
Go on.
Okay, I'm ready to hear it.
Ferris Nogod.
It's no good.
Oh, good start.
Like it.
Varys Nogoff.
Like
Ferris
it.
Nogod.
There is Nogod. Yes.
There is-
Ferris Nogod.
Oh, God. Okay. So you'll be playing. You're playing kind of a priest sort of character.
No.
No, I don't think so. There is no God.
That's really good. I like that.
That's good. I like that. So first and foremost, character creation attributes. You have 5 attributes, and this is where he gets the character sheet, so you can remind himself. There's agility, smart, strengths, spirit, and vigor.
Okay.
Now,
5
all of them start at D4. You have 5 points to spend. Every point will raise one of the attributes up by 1 die type. Nothing goes beyond a D12. Spend your points. If you want a quick précis of what each of them do, agility is obviously physical dexterity and so on. Smarts is intelligence. Strength is brute strength. Spirit is a slight mixture of both constitution and your sort of mental health.
So a bit like Power of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
And then Vigor's your physical con.
And vigor is straight up constitution.
Before I get stuck in on any single track, what is everyone aiming for?
Well, I'm playing a granny.
Okay.
I wondered if you were going to stick with that concept from last week.
Yeah. She's going to have a rolling pin and basically be a barbarian.
Okay. I was wondering,
good
sort of
God.
a mad professor, maybe.
Okay, yeah, that
Okay.
works. That works. I was thinking aristocrat.
Okay. Good. Well, I mean, aristocrat is almost social status rather than profession.
It is an archetype, though.
Yeah. Now you can use the archetypes are an example of rather than
Okay.
you must adhere to.
Okay.
They're not set in stone. They just give you an example of, well, this is kind of what an aristocrat's like, but don't take our word for it. Plus, they're designed for people who just want to get in and grab a character. So 5 points, ladies and gentlemen, to spend as you so wish. With regards to how things go, agility aids with combat in so much as all your shooting and fighting rolls are based off your agility, or use agility as the controlling attribute. Strength is used primarily for melee damage. Again, it's a controlling attribute.
Mm-hmm.
Vigor will decide your basically your health, your hit points, your toughness, and spirit, in case you come a cropper at some point. You may need a spirit check. In other words, there's no weak stat.
Yes.
So you may put your 5 points as you wish according to your character.
Okay, I'm there with that.
I'm done.
Done. Okay, so next, skills. And this is where he makes damn sure that he's got the right book open.
Oh, I think I actually might have spotted the book.
Skills. Most of these skills are listed in the Deluxe Explorers Edition. On page 23.
That's a good check.
There are some updates in the widening gear as well. Some alternates, particularly if you want to have like multiple languages.
Is there like a list somewhere?
Of
Skills.
Yes, starting on
Yes.
page. Oh. I will actually say, because there is a quick list. Is there a quick list? Yes, quick list on page 48 of the main rulebook.
Okay.
In terms of races,
I have no problem with. Obviously, I have no problem with people playing human. If you want to play a Clockwork Man, just be aware that there's some hindrances and edges that go along with that. That's the only ones that really show up for the widening gear. They keep it. They keep the options down to minimum. If you, because I know you have Gaslight as well. I would listen to possibility of playing a pixie. There's one called the Wildlings, which might suit a certain granny.
What's wrong with the pixie granny?
hey, listen.
You can have a pixie granny if you want. If you are doing that, it would be Gaslight and page 71. And page 77 if you want to look at the Wildlings.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Although Wildlings are seen more as human children.
Or I could go for an airship pirate, actually. I'm just thinking, because there's no airship pirates yet. Why not? I'll be the steampunk version of Santa Claus. With my airship sleigh.
So you for your skills you have 15 points to spend. At the moment, assume that all skills start at D4 at the moment.
So you don't need to buy them at the first point?
But not at the first point, but any
Damn,
skills you
okay.
don't put points into, you are considered unskilled in, and you would get a D4 -2 as your roll, because you're assumed not to have those skills.
Well, I need another skill then.
But for character generation at the moment, start them at D4. You have 15 points. Here's how it works. It's 1 point per point up to the level of the controlling attribute, and then 2 points per point thereafter.
Oh,
And again,
right.
nothing above D12.
Nice
But
one.
they start at 4 for free. So
You start at D4 for free at the moment, just for character generation.
okay, hang on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. Oh, let me click the damn thing. 1 point to spend on something else.
Nearly there. D4 is spent, so I'll move it up to there. So D4 is spent. Ooh, I can't do that. That would be smart. So 10 and 2.
Because once you've finished with your skills, once you've finished character gen,
4,
then any skill you do not have,
10.
that you haven't put points in, you don't have.
Two more points. There. Right.
12. Oh, I'm going to put 1 in there. 13. 14. Nearly.
How are we all doing?
Nearly there.
15. Done.
Done? Okay.
Nearly there, not quite there yet.
If I'm going to specify, do you want me to specify what science I'm skilled in, or just science generally?
If it's a general science, then you wouldn't have specialist knowledge in any area. It would be a general skill. But if something's asking you, if you're asking about specific knowledge of a specific science, you would probably get a minus on that. In fact, there's no probably about it. You
Okay,
would.
I can live with that.
Ah, here we go. Okay. Ooh.
Like a science teacher at secondary school, you know a lot about little things, but you don't know the in-depths of any one.
I just appear to know everything about everything.
Yes. So anyone not playing human?
No, I'm human.
I haven't decided what do the races even do in this.
Where's my character sheet gone?
They have percussions.
They have what?
Cat people.
Oh.
there,
Rakshasans. Rakshasans.
Rakashans, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, not doing that. So what did you say? Pixie or what?
Well, I was going to say wildlings, but wildlings are specifically mentioned as children.
Oh, yeah. So what's the deal with pixies here? Let's have a look. God, which page am I meant to be?
The starting racial package might actually change a bit for if you're playing a pixie. A pixie starts with a D4 in strength and requires 2 points to raise one die type during character generation.
Oh, I haven't got any strength. Don't worry about that.
And two advances to increase after that. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And the maximum strength is D8.
Yeah, as I say, I haven't got strength. Like, I'm playing a granny, not the typical barbarian.
I'm just thinking of Cohen. I'm just thinking of Cohen the Barbarian at this
Yeah,
point.
no. You see, I still got all my teeth. Well, half of my teeth. No, right.
I've never put so much into one skill on any Savage Worlds game ever.
Well, I didn't get much in the way of skills because I chose vigor as my top attribute, and there's no skills listed for vigor. I'm just tough as old nails. But not very skilled. So I had to spend 2 points to do almost every increase.
If you're playing a pixie, yeah, they're not bad actually. You begin play with a free D6 in agility. So you start at D6.
Fuke.
Hello, Fuke.
This is indeed assisted by Ronnie. He is running Savage Worlds.
Yes. Hello, Fuke. I am a recent convert. I am a recent subscriber to your channel.
Whereabouts is the damn pixies again? What book?
That's Gaslight, page 71
Gaslight.
and into 72.
Right, hang on.
Pace.
There it is. Found it again. Okay.
Edges.
Oh, there's loads of stuff to read. I'm not doing that.
Suggested hindrances, greedy, wanted.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Pixie.
Pixie. Okay. So whatever your agility is, it should be at a minimum of D6.
Yeah. I've got it.
And your strength should be at D4. So if you want to recap, if you want to spend the 5 again.
Truth.
So for those doing hindrances, standard
Yeah.
rules apply. You are allowed 1 major and up to 2 minor hindrances.
I need them both. Oh,
One
three.
major and
I need
two
all
minor.
3 for my points.
Well, that's a definite because seriously, my name.
Oh, I need a name as well.
Well, as in the hindrance just goes with the name so well.
There
And
we are.
you are under no obligation to take all the hindrances. You can just have the 1 or the 2 or all 3.
I need them for the
But-
points.
Well, that was going to be the closing part of my sentence, which is, but you won't get as many points.
Okay, so what is he called?
Yeah, okay. Let's go for that. And then that.
Okay, how you doing, Becky?
Just deciding if I want hindrances, but I'm not sure why I do it at the moment.
Hindrances give you points that will allow you to get edges if you want.
Okay, so normally you can't have an edge, right?
Well, as a pixie, no. Humans get a free edge
Okay.
because they get fuck all else. Um,
So if I took, 2 minors, I get an edge or something like that?
if you get 2 minors, you will get 2 points, and that 2 points will give you an edge if you so wish. You're under no obligation to take any if you don't want them. It's just, you don't get points for edges.
Okay, what's this?
Do be advised that widening gear, I think Gaslight has some as well, but widening gear certainly has some new hindrances and edges that are sort of setting specific.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about wanted. I could be wanted. But there's loads of hindrances that still work with my character anyway. So.
Oh shit, I just realised I have to redo my skill spending now, don't I? I didn't think of that.
5.
Oh, and I don't know what they were based on. Oh, balls to this. Hang on. There's not that many skills. Why aren't they all on the character sheet with their source? Right.
Spoken like a true granny.
Well, she's right.
Some character sheets do that.
Actually, the Roll20 character sheet is very good.
Yeah.
Page I'm going to.
Yes, I'm very intrigued by your questions, Fuke. Yes, and all of us, none of us live in North America. We all live in.
Old Blighty.
We live in Old Blighty. And
We're limeys.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, careful you don't use the E word, Ronnie.
What?
Careful you don't use
What?
the E word.
The E word?
England.
Oh.
Um,
That E word.
We live in the larger set of islands known as Great Britain,
That's right.
or as we like to call it,
Borisland.
Britain.
Tomorrow evening. Fuke. Sorted.
It's a date.
I just decided. There we go. Problem solved.
Oh, I might go for that one. Oh, it's a minor. Okay. I need 2 minors.
Useful devices.
We'll go for that minor, which is page 29.
Oh wow, there's way more knowledge skills in here for science. Jeez.
Yes, there's a pretty exhaustive list in the widening gear.
What sort of mad scientist are you, Phil?
I'm just a general sort of like mad scientist. Do they specialize?
Well, it also brings into the thing. Do you intend to take arcane background weird science?
No, arcane background.
That was what my character did last time. That was cool. God, you're like the kid at the back of the class, Becky.
Mm-hmm. I've been done for ages. I'm not
She's
taking
done.
any hindrance or edges. I've got a load from the racial stuff anyway, so I don't
Yeah,
care.
I've got mine as well, but
So where are we all? Have you got your hindrances?
yeah, got edges.
Hindrances are done.
Okay, Becky.
I've no hindrances or edges because I've already got racial stuff, so I don't really want to fluff around with more stuff.
Okay. Right. So gear we'll deal with last. But I'm not starting you at novice, or more importantly, the widening gear does not allow you to start at novice. It gets you to start at seasoned, which is the next rank up. So you have 4. You've got four expansions to go. So with each advance, you can do one of the following things. Take an edge, providing you qualify for it. Raise 1 skill that is equal to or higher than its controlling attribute up by a die type. Nothing above D12.
Mm-hmm.
Raise 2 skills that are lower than their controlling attribute by a die type each. Start a new skill at D4. Or once per rank, so you can only do this once in amongst all these advances, you can raise an attribute up by 1 die type.
So I've got it in front of me as well. So are you saying that we start then with 25 XP?
20. It'll be 4.
20, yeah.
You're doing 4 advances.
Cool.
Okay, I'm going to raise an attribute straight away. You've got 4, you said. Now I'm going to raise a skill and a 2 skills. I'm going to buy another skill. Skills.
Yeah. Buy a new skill at D4.
Oh, where was that blinking skill list again?
Skill list is...
Oh, that's the wrong book. That's why. Oh, God damn it. I know why I can't find it. I've closed the Blinking Explorer.
One. I've got one more to do.
It's 48. Page 48 in the main rulebook.
Yeah, no, I closed the rulebook. That's why I was struggling to find it.
Well, 47.
I could buy another edge. I could buy an edge.
Presumably you're allowing us just to increase an attribute once, right?
Attribute once per... Yeah.
Just the once.
Yeah.
Once per level.
Yeah, it's once per rank, because so you're being taken up to seasoned, which means, hell, even the next advance you'll be able to do another attribute raise if you want.
Okay.
And as you've taken a pixie, the only restriction would be you can't raise strength up on in one go. You would have to do it. You'd have to
I'm not
spend
worried about
2.
strength. I'm a granny. I'm a granny and a pixie.
Maybe
Strength is what
you're a
it's about.
granny with a gym subscription.
That's where you
I'm
go.
not saying I'm making an effective character here.
Okay, so critical is equal to or greater than its limit. Two skills that are lower.
Anyone wants a tip on a good edge to have? It's luck because it gives you an extra penny.
Luck is always a good
It-
penny.
Does.
If things go wrong, you need it.
Is there a maximum of how many edges you can have?
Nope.
Okay, then I'm taking luck.
I'm taking berserk.
Do you qualify?
No real qualifications. You've just got to be a novice.
Well, hey,
You might have some attribute qualifications.
no, yeah, berserk, just 2, yeah, just novice. Way, yes, immediately after suffering a wound,
What was the other?
your hero must make a smarts roll or go berserk. While berserk, his parry is reduced by 2, but he adds +2 to all fighting, strength, melee damage rolls, and toughness.
Okay, so when you say make a smarts roll, does that mean I have to pass a smarts roll
Yes.
Yes.
or go berserk? So I actually means
Yes.
fail in order to go berserk. So
Yeah.
having D4 in smarts means there's a good chance of that happening, right?
Yeah, except I mean, do remember that you also roll a d6 as well.
Okay.
You don't add the 2 of them. It's 2 separate
Highest
rolls.
value, and is it 4 to succeed?
4 to succeed,
Okay.
with the exception of combat, melee combat. It's always a 4 to succeed.
Okay.
Melee combat, the target number will always be the opponent's parry.
So there's a good chance to go berserk.
Settings rules. Blood and Guts is in play, which means you can spend a penny to re-roll damage.
Ooh, okay.
I'm really tempted to do the. In fact, I am going to allow this one because it comes up in Shine Turn. It's great, and I'm going to use it. And that is essentially your bennies are pooled. Players can offer bennies to another player in a time of need. If you suddenly find yourself running out and someone's got a spare.
It's useful.
When I said tomorrow afternoon for you, I meant tomorrow afternoon for me, so it'll be late morning for you. And I said that, and then you wrote in the chat. Yeah, well, I presume you want to do it on your channel, so you just create a StreamYard room.
Oh yeah, let's go with that.
And when you create your StreamYard room, you connect your YouTube account to it, and then it will just stream it directly to YouTube. It's a piece of cake. It's like Hangouts.
By one die type each. So that would be that and that. Okay. Done me XP.
Okay, so what we'll do is you can buy your gear, what you wish to buy, and then we will work out derived statistics.
How much do we have?
Right, so usually, as nice, simple characters, you start off with $500. They all do it in American dollars. But because you are seasoned, I'm going to assume you've got a bit more cash. So I'm going to treble that. So you've got $1,500 to spend.
Where do you write
Most of the stuff that you need is in the main rule book.
Where do you write monies on this sheet?
That would be the bit that's blank on the back of it, they don't have a gear list.
Well, given it's a form fillable, I can't turn over the file.
I know there's no actual bit.
That is silly.
Oh, wouldn't that work?
I'll just put it in here.
Boom, boom.
How should we go again? 1500.
1500. If you are buying weapons, please note the damage, any ranges, rates of fire. And so on.
Presumably, we can purchase from the widening Gaia.
The widening gear use, although there isn't much of a.
There's not, but given I'm an airship pirate, I should probably have something. Just for looks alone.
That was my second idea for a character. It was airship pilot.
Yes, you can. I mean, there's
Well,
other
pirate,
stuff.
I do like the names of these weapons.
Ronnie,
Yes.
could I please reskin the Warhammer as a rolling pin?
I take that as a yes.
What's the damage on that Warhammer?
Strength plus D6. I have D4 strength, so it's not big.
Warhammer.
I'm going to allow that actually, because we're talking about Victorian era rolling pin. It'd be damn near stone.
Well, it could be one of the stone ones because you use stone ones for pastry, don't they? Because it's cold and it doesn't stick. Where on earth did that picture go? Oh, there it is. Put it there.
Yeah, the weapons, what they've done is they've given you steam age weapons, i.e. stuff, and it's more a case of, because I had to chase them up on this, you've got to get, they're not given prices because they're considered specialist. Most of the
You are
weaponry and so on is in the main rulebook.
Okay.
If you're looking in terms of weaponry, medieval, some modern, black powder obviously will apply as well. 1,500 to spend, it should be more than enough. And once we have
what's the deal with armor in this setting?
armor adds to your toughness.
Yeah, but as in anything that we're not allowed, given a lot of it is kind of modern
Well,
style.
I mean, flak jackets and shit you can forget about.
Well,
You
yeah.
know, if it
never mind, I
sounds
found a table.
if it sounds overly modern, then no.
Do people in your setting walk around wearing armor, or is it Victorian clothing?
It would be Victorian clothing. I assume
Okay.
if you're wearing armor, it would be very light, probably hidden under your shirt.
Yeah. Would I be okay to then just a leather vest underneath everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Armor's going to be.
But if you want to run around with a great big sort of metal sort of breastplate on, go for it.
Oh, I have my signature brown coat, of course.
As you
That's my
seduce
armor.
as you end up seducing some young maiden who holds you in a tight and passionate embrace and goes, dink. She sort of taps your chest and finds it's very cold. It might sort of kill the moment. But
I love how you immediately think I'm going to be having sex in this campaign, just because of what happened last time.
Yeah, it's just a hangover from.
we're just carrying on from. I'm just thinking your corporation character and just I'm preparing myself should it happen.
I should probably tell you the name of my character then to reassure you.
Mel Gibson.
No. No.
Frigid Will.
No. My name is Captain Banter McChinwag. As you can probably tell, one of my hindrances is big mouth.
Oh, I love that.
We should be.
What we're about to do is the lost Charles Dickens novel
Yes, of course.
with Banter McChinwag, Ferris No Good.
Yes, Fuke, you did hear it correctly.
I was
Captain
thinking,
Banter McChinwag.
I just think we should be in a gang called the Mel Gibsons.
No, we shouldn't, Phil. You're the one obsessed with Mel Gibson, not me.
No, no, it's just.
I was just going to give him a quickie, and then that's it.
Yeah,
No more,
okay.
but no.
The one night stand.
You
That's a lot
I
for
mean,
anyone else who's going.
I mean, it takes something. It takes something when you manage to shock and surprise the GM.
Surprise Becky, shall we just say?
Yes.
In the corporation game, you surprise Becky. I'll guess some lockpicks. So
Will you? Yes, yeah, I'm going to guess some lockpicks as well. Will you allow me to have a switchblade, Ronnie?
Yes.
Okay.
Toolkit.
Switchblade.
Do I need to specify what the toolkit is, or all?
I would rather you specify at least what the what it's basically meant to be repairing.
Okay.
I've only bought
I've
two
had-
things.
I've had games where people, my God, you're going to be flush with cash.
Apparently. I'll keep it in a biscuit tin.
Okay.
I'm going to whistle.
Give a little whistle. Give a little whistle. All right. For those who are ready, derived statistics is literally the last bit.
Oh, what's
Carry on.
what's ROF again?
Rate of fire.
Oh yeah, of course, rate of fire. Yeah, okay. Well, obviously that's nothing then. No, I haven't quite finished yet.
No, nearly there. I'm not finished yet. No, I've not got much in the way of weapons.
Okay, I guess it's going to be me then. Ooh, what sorts of pistol should I have? Obviously, obviously a big one, but I was thinking which sort of obnoxious one. You're gonna have to help me with names of guns as well, because you're better at this than me. Colt Dragoon.
Dragoons are big.
That's a big gun.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was a big one. Obviously, there's
That's
Derringer.
What sort of European Victorian?
Desert
Yeah.
Eagle.
Yeah. Desert Eagle, not so much.
No, that's more.
You want to be looking at the
Dragoon.
black powder section.
Yeah.
Are the Webleys in yet?
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'll allow an early Webley,
A Webley's a good gun.
but not a Desert
Uzi.
Eagle. Jesus.
Even I know what an Uzi is.
No. No.
It's clockwork powered.
And Colt Dragoon
okay.
is as long as your forearm. It's huge.
Absolutely not. Cold Dragoon, yeah, is perfectly
That's a massive
acceptable.
gun, though.
It's
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's my character. I think I'll go for a Colt Dragoon.
I don't know what weapons I can have.
Ones that go explode.
Well, yeah.
Throwing bombs.
One of my hindrances is pacifist, so
Oh. Then probably not many.
I've gone for a bayonet.
Because that's such a passive weapon.
You go for a
Jeez!
sword stick or something.
Yeah, but it is compared to the blooming cannons that Jason's picking.
Yeah, but I'm not a pacifist. I'm heroic.
It's for protection. It's for self-defense.
I'm a big damn hero.
That's a Crocodile Dundee thing. You know, that's not a knife. This is a knife. It's people with fucking sword.
My rolling pin.
You could go for a sword stick and then only realize it's a sword stick by accident. You actually think it's a regular stick.
Oh, that's a kind of clever trick. Yeah.
Oh, I was kind of joking, but if you want.
I mean, the sword cane would be interesting. Again, there's the idea of a dagger. You could always have a kosh.
It's not in the sheet. Yeah, Victorian. It'll be a triangular bayonet. It wouldn't be a sword bayonet. Sword bayonets only come at the end of Victoria's reign.
Oh,
So in the Victorian period, then.
Yeah.
How do you work out? I mean, are you going to be picky on weight limit and encumbrance and stuff?
No, I have long since gotten to the point of if it looks bloody silly.
If it looks silly, okay.
You know, if there's a spoof film from the 90s called "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker," which essentially is a kind of Mickey take a blaxploitation movies, and it has one guy sort of gearing up by strapping all these guns and machine guns and everything on him, and big bandolas of bullets and all the rest of it, and he gets himself strapped up and he's ready to walk, and he just face plants because he's overweight.
Then I think I may well take a crossbow as well.
Give a little whistle. Give a little whistle.
Victoria Gaslight would be in that one.
D6.
Boom, boom.
Character creation. Where's the weapon section in this one? What's that? Ooh. Would you say a sword cane is more like a rapier then?
Yes.
It's a long, thin blade that you use finesse for.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of a rapier for. Oh, it's no more than a bayonet actually, so.
Or, do I take a crossbow? No, why am
Mechanically, they do the same amount of damage.
Yeah. Sword cane.
Brown Bess? What's a
Do
brown
get
Bess?
+3 parry, +1 parry on that. Oh no, sword cane. There's the sword cane actually in the Victorian one. It's 1d6. It's actually more.
Oh, it's a
It's
musket.
a musket, darling.
Okay, fuck the crossbow. I'll take a brown
+2
Bess.
on stealth and test try.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, it's heavier, obviously.
2 actions to reload, but
2d8 damage.
yep,
Okay.
not fucking around.
Oh, okay. There's some good ones in the Victorian thing about armor. So a heavy overcoat is +1 armor. Leather overcoat is +1.
Ooh,
Bloody hell.
well then I'll probably go for a heavy overcoat then.
Heavy overcoat +1. Leather overcoat +1. Metal breastplate +3. Leather gloves, strength +1.
May I also take some leather gloves?
If you can afford them, take them.
How much are they, Phil?
Which one?
The gloves.
The gloves are
That's
one.
just done differently in that book, isn't it?
Oh, they've got Gaslight does
Put 2 zeros on the end, maybe.
yeah. What they've done is Gaslight. They've decided they've went down the True 20 route of actually giving you a wealth score, similar to True 20, where you actually roll under to see whether you can actually afford the item or not. Which I just think is.
So I didn't hear what Phil said. So how much should I pay for these
100
gloves?
for the gloves.
100. Okay. And then
100 for gloves.
yeah, but they give you a strength. So do I just add that then as an extra die to my strength, or is it kind of like a
No, it's a
10?
No,
plus
no,
one.
it'll be +1.
A +1? +1
It'll be your roll +1.
for any kind of strength roll, right?
Yeah,
Okay, sweet.
Where the gloves are having an impact.
yeah.
Yeah. So for example, if I use the switchblade, then of course to hit, does it also do it on damage?
No, it would only do it on damage because your
Only
hit roll is
damage,
based on agility.
Fine.
But it
okay.
wouldn't
Oh yeah, of
add
course it
damage
is, yeah.
to your switchblade. It would be when you're punching with the leather gloves.
Okay.
Because it's not going to, because you're just holding the switchblade, right? If you attack with the
Yeah.
switchblade, then it's the switchblade that's doing the damage. But if you punch with the leather gloves, then that is strength +1.
Oh, I
So
see.
it's a way of being unarmed and doing a little extra damage.
Mm-hmm.
Wear knuckle dusters.
Ooh, knuckle dusters.
I'm not. Nah, it wouldn't work with the gloves as well. That'd be a bit silly.
So essentially, you're going to be wandering around Victorian England with a great big fucking musket.
Yeah. And a pistol. I am an airship pirate. I have stuff to guard.
Have you seen the fucking damage it does?
Yes.
Try and take it away from him.
Have you seen how much damage I can take? I can't feel it.
Oh, got it. 2 actions to reload.
Oh, I need some old boots because I'm tough as old boots.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Right. So as soon as everyone's ready, I will do the right statistics.
Almost ready.
I'm ready. I mean, I've got a rolling pin and some lockpicks. Oh, did I say lockpick?
I've got a sword cane as
I
a
need some
weapon.
lockpicks as well.
I've got some lockpicks. Everyone's got lockpicks.
Guys, I have D12 in lockpicking.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm just saying, it's covered.
Is that your strongest skill?
Yeah.
Wow, fucking hell.
Granny with the past.
Wow.
So, charisma. Your charisma starts at 0 unless you've taken any edges or hindrances that affect it.
Not 1-0 anyway.
Let me go back and find out.
If any edges or hindrances affect charisma, it will say so in the description of it. Otherwise, it is 0.
I hope heroic does. Oh, here we go. Hindrances samurai and edges samurai. Oh, heroic character always helps those in need. Never mind.
What else can I?
Yes. Attractive.
Yeah, that'll work for you.
You certainly can.
So, for pace, for the humans, pace is 6 unless you've got any edges or hindrances that affect that.
Oh, I don't.
For the pixie, the pace is 12. You're fast.
Because they're on steroids, yeah.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen.
Got wings.
The
You're
unbeliever.
hopped up on Red Bull. Okay, so your parry is equal to 2 plus half of your character's fighting. And if you have no skill in fighting, then it's just 2.
Mine's just 2.
Oh boy.
My parry is 7.
Ooh, stand on Jason.
Becky?
8.
Wow.
Wow, stand on Becky.
Okay, so toughness
Mhm.
is equal to 2 plus half of your vigor plus any armor that you're wearing, and I'll explain how that works in a second. And for the pixie, -1. Because, pixies are slightly lighter, so they get -1. If you have armor, please write down your total, and then in brackets after it, how much of that is based on armor.
Okay,
What is
so
that?
what in the mod box or something?
Toughness.
Yeah, put it in the mod box. Yeah.
+1.
Because certain weapons have armor penetration, and essentially you subtract the armor. But as I keep having to remind other players, armor penetration only applies if there's armor to penetrate.
Yes.
If you're shooting someone who does not have armor on, then armor penetration does not apply, because there's none there to get through. So if people are actually sitting there with armor piercing bullets, then the best thing they can do is just strip their top off. Because quite frankly, it's not like the armor's going to be next to bloody useless. So to remind people how the system works, whenever you need to make a skill test or a trait test, you will roll that die. You will also roll a d6, and you take the higher of the two. Target number, unless it's melee combat, is a 4. Melee combat is the opponent's parry. Obviously, there might be modifiers to any roll, but your target number is 4. If you get 4 above that, it's called a raise. And if you raise, nice things happen.
And if you get 8 above it?
In some cases, it can be really, really good. Multiple raises, which brings up acing. If you roll the top number off of any die, you roll that die again and add it on.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you can continue to ace as long as you're rolling the top die.
Yeah.
Which means 2d8 can very easily become 20, 30, 40 flipping points of damage.
Yeah, exploding dice is good.
So remind me again. Can you choose whatever dice you want as long as they're the same, and then you get a wild die?
No, it's based on whatever skill or stat is being rolled.
Oh, of course it is. I think I'm getting mixed up.
If you roll Snake Eyes, which is a 1 on each of the 2 die, on both the test die and the wild die. If you roll Snake Eyes and you do not have a Benny to reroll, that is a critical failure. Bad stuff happens. Bennies are required. Well, Bennies can be used in the following ways. 1, to reroll any sort of trait or skill test. 2, reroll damage. 3, to come off of shaken without taking a penalty. If you're hurt enough that you actually become shaken, you can either make a spirit check, in which case you're allowed to act, but you'll be at -2.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can spend a penny and just immediately come off of shaken with no penalty and no. If you take damage, as in wounds, you need a penny to make a soak roll. If you spend the penny, you will roll vigor. For every success and raise, you get to take off 1 wound. But soak rolls only apply to the damage you've just taken, not to previous damage you've already have. So if you've got 1 wound and you take another 2 wounds and you manage to roll really well on your vigor check and it was enough to take 3 wounds off, you would only be able to take off the 2 wounds you just got.
Mm-hmm.
Wounds are cumulative. They are -1 to any test, actually. But the minuses are only applied after you stop rolling. In other words, if you keep acing, you wait until you've actually got your total and then you take your minus off. If you don't have a skill, points in a skill, it defaults to D4 -2. You do, however, get your D6 to roll with it. But obviously, whichever higher one you take, you're still taking -2 off it. And that's pretty much the system.
Yep.
Extras, which are the majority of things that you're going to come up against in this game, go down with 1 wound. They do not get bennies, so they do not get to make soak rolls. And if you hit them with 1 wound, they die. Wildcards are the major NPCs. They get to have bennies, they get to have wounds, and they get to have nice things. You start with 3 bennies every session, or 4 if you've taken luck.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you can spend bennies. You can also get bennies back. You can get bennies back for the following ways. 1, excellent bit of role playing. I will give a benny back. 2, coming up with an incredibly interesting idea, whether or not it actually pays off. If I think the idea was actually pretty good, it just, didn't quite work the way you thought it would, I'll give a penny back. And if you happen to succeed in a skill by an exceptional amount or do an ungodly amount of damage at some point, just an incredible bit of skill, then I tend to throw a penny back just for saying wow. And yeah, that's how you take bennies and get bennies back and all the rest of it. But you'll always start with the starting amount at every session. Combat is worked off a deck of cards, which I will have with me next week.
So how do us 3 know each other?
That's the next thing, because I would prefer that you guys knew each other, because it just saves time.
So
I also have a question that...
I have 32 children and 189 grandchildren. Yes, I've just put on a pot of baked beans to feed the family. Because, we only eat about 5 each.
Wait, so how many does that give them all together?
Well, it's a big pot.
I
Not
think
different for
count
everyone.
bacon.
Some of the kids cook themselves, they're adults now.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Perhaps perhaps I live on your airship somewhere because, like, I just live in the woodwork.
I was going to ask if I already had an airship.
You need 1,000 baked beans just for your children at 5 each.
See, I've suddenly realised that's why Theris has so many kids, and why she keeps feeding them baked beans. That's how the airship gets all the helium to keep going.
Well, they fought helium, not methane.
They just
Methane.
going on methane power in the
We like
balloon.
to call it fairy dust.
But the airships are no smoking zone.
So basically, Theris's children is like a farty version of Calcifer from Howl's Moving Castle.
It's, I'm throwing it out there as a possibility.
So the answer is yes, I do have an airship.
Beans,
You know
beans,
what?
go
I'm
for
going to allow it for this. I'm going to allow it because it saves a lot of faffing about that will happen during the sort of start of this game.
I don't know why I ride on the airship. I do have my own wings.
Your own wings.
Pixie,
It's just a pixie.
Yes.
Oh, pixie. Sorry, yeah.
think.
I could be fixing the airship, or
You
She's
could
tick-
be the mechanic.
could have invented airships.
She's Tinkerbell's granny.
You would definitely have a lab of some sorts on the ship. But
It
you've
could
not
be-
specified what science you do. So.
No, to just do general sort of mad sciences, whatever sort of takes my fancy on.
Tinkerbell, put that boy down now and give him his clothes back. Stupid girl.
Oh God.
Any chance I had of making this family friendly went out the realm about 3 years ago.
It's not going to happen.
Not going to be family friendly. This, I have to keep up with the standard that has been laid before me by Becky and
Probably
Corporation.
London probably still won't be there by Christmas.
But yeah, it's that's pretty much it. Good, as long as you guys have an idea of how you all know each other and how long you've been together.
I mean, it could be just a really big airship that what's his face is in control of.
I mean, it probably has decent acoustics, so I can hear my own voice.
I
All the farting reverberating around.
Yeah.
it's going to be a complete gas.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's terrible. Isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's the point, because Theris is obviously helping to work the ship, whereas Professor
I
Jeremiah
don't
P.
like the ship. I
Kecklewell-
cook baked beans, sometimes apple pie, sometimes crumble, sometimes rhubarb.
Is the professor a permanent resident?
I could be.
Well, it's up to you.
Part of the
How-
crew,
how-
maybe. It could be the R&D part of the crew. Might discover something, research, and
Yeah, but what?
I discovered that if you tie all these children up and stick them in the balloon, you can go 50% faster by feeding them baked beans on a regular basis.
if you hang them out one side of the airship, you create more drag. You can turn faster.
Lol. Oh, that's right. Here we go.
If you'll just let Tinkerbell have her way for a couple more weeks, there'll be enough great-grandchildren to actually carry the airship.
Just no one put a naked flame up there, or you'll be done for arson.
Yeah, unless I could be hiring the airship for a job.
Look, if you really are insistent on using the baked beans in order to keep this airship afloat, then I have to insist that we get new balloon that is brown in colour. Otherwise, it's a bit ugly.
Well, yeah, but can we still call the airship the baked bean?
How about something like flying wind or soars on the wind or
Oh, Fuchs' mum watches us as well. That's brilliant.
I'm sorry.
Or the flying Fuke.
Flying Fuke.
the farting
That's-
Fuke.
Yeah, something wind.
Spinal Tap's second album, Break Like the Wind.
The fleeing wind. Or
Although
The
most people,
particle
a leaf on the wind.
the particle wind. Because the wind has particles in.
Yes.
I don't want to think about that.
Well, because my character's illiterate as well, he's probably just remembered the name but has no idea why it's called that because he didn't call it that.
And we've actually written something else on the side anyway.
Or
I
you
am
could,
afraid.
yeah.
Come on.
Okay, the particle wind.
No, it's not good enough.
Do you want an actual airship
brown
name? Like a
wind.
nice,
Oh,
the brown wind.
there's
How about
pages on the side of the boat?
actually
Because you're illiterate, you have no idea. You can call it whatever you like. But I've painted the brown wind on the side.
not the
Is that
the
actually
Vindaloo or something?
there's actually a airship name generator online, and you can do French or English names.
What's French?
Yes.
the Le Pew.
There's a pew.
Yeah. The Humming Champion.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's definitely going to be humming.
The Forsaken Phenomenon. It's a bit of a mouthful.
Might look better in French, perhaps.
I'm still painting the brown wind on the side, and if you call it something else, my opening scene will be me finishing off painting the brown wind.
All right. Look, let's give it a serious name then, like
Warm Destiny.
the Duchess.
Scented Citadel.
Scented
What?
Sister.
Scented Citadel.
Oh, Scented Citadel.
We have to call it the Scented
that-
Citadel.
That's
I'll take
a
it.
shocker.
The Scented Citadel.
No, there is many things in this world that might be, but I can assure Fuke and his mom that this is definitely not scripted.
We haven't got time to make up this stuff. Not for scripting anyway.
Like any game, there is a basic framework. There will be a plot. There will be a point. But regarding what people actually say, no, there's no script.
There's no
Oh,
script.
God help us, no.
Here's the airship generator Fuke to prove it.
Yeah, we're not making this shit up. Oh, we are.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Some of these
Festive
just don't make
fun.
much sense.
Oh,
festive fun to be had.
yeah. How are you going to get festive into this?
Mince pies work just as well as baked beans.
They do actually.
There is that. Trust me, I will get a festive theme into this.
Are we doing a taster or a prelude or anything this week?
No,
Because we've done characters that got like time.
Characters.
I know.
So I take it Christmas dinner on the airship is going to be turkey and baked beans.
Oh God!
Where would we get a turkey from? It's seagull as always.
Seagull beans.
Or a pigeon.
Not a lot of meat on a pigeon.
There's plenty of pigeons around.
And as the scented citadel flies over London, finally, we now know why there is occasional fog in the city.
Oh, what a fantastic name, Scented Citadel.
I'm basically, my voice is just going to be Stan from Monkey Island. Because why not?
I yes, you might if you can pull off a decent Stan at any point, you will get a Benny on the spot for that.
Butterscotch coffee.
Challenge accepted. I've got just the encounter for you.
Because I've only played the first two, so my last knowledge of Stan was getting locked in that coffin.
Okay. Yeah, I've not played past the coffins either.
What? It's kind of snug in here. Can't really breathe. Hello? Yeah. Hello? Yes, I'll be out just in a second.
Coffins.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, Fuke. I think I think we do work well off each other.
You do.
If you want to rip your sides off with laughter and shock, then the security guards campaign is the one to watch.
Yes. Whilst I am prepared to accept that there will be much humor in this game, it will pale into insignificance compared to the security guards.
Although apparently he's through 2 episodes of Masks as well.
Ah, that's the heavy bit.
Yeah. Masks is us. I was about to say Mass is us being serious, but it never quite goes that way. There's still, I mean,
Is he a flaming homosexual?
Well, he is on fire, yes.
we do a very interesting.
Chemistry.
Yes, and Jason's got some nice characters as well.
Yeah, but I haven't paid for Hero Forge, so I couldn't get them with a nice background or anything. But yeah, I was having a nice Friday afternoon.
Yeah. Yes, Mass is what I'm working on. Masks sort of starts out with us sort of finding our feet, and as we've gotten more into our characters, the tension has increased, and so has the gallows humor.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because a lot of us are using humor to survive or stave off our own personal insanity.
Yeah, I think it's quite surprising when you start a game like that. How sort of complicated it gets, how very quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, Peru is such a distant memory.
Oh God, yeah.
That was easy compared to this.
So much so I can't remember it.
Oh yeah. Well,
You're
like I said,
not easier if you were competent at what you do.
But yeah, like I definitely got that. Like reading Peru, it's like, okay, yeah, this is fairly simple. There's a couple of different things that can happen here. And then you read America, and then it's like, how
Yeah.
many handouts is that?
It changes up a gear, isn't it?
Yep. How many NPCs? Yeah.
Yeah, but we're getting there.
I mean, I think London is pretty complicated as well. There's a lot of NPCs in London. Perhaps not so
There
many
was.
handouts. A lot of NPCs there.
There was a lot going on in London, and I have a feeling we barely scratched the surface of what we could have found.
I just get the feeling we're doing it in the wrong order all the time.
No, you're
Amazing.
not. No, you're not. I said to Becky, you're doing it in the most predictable order so far.
Amazingly, Fuke, only 2 PCs have died so far.
It's the least competent.
Which is quite surprising.
And if we look at the competency, it is obvious who is next.
I mean, it'd be interesting if it would be you next,
Yeah,
especially with that major wound.
I have a way. I have a way of subverting that fate. When the firefight starts, I'm going to stand behind you.
Everyone just sort of pushes Francois forward.
Yeah, Francois will block it with her very
Rapier
assertive
whipped.
voice.
Yeah, we're no. Phil's lost 1 character so far, and so has Giorgio.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, spoilers. God, come on.
And not spoilers. But it's been intense.
Yeah, I mean, I think we
Oh,
could
we
have
have not been in a tent since Peru, you idiot.
we could have lost people in Peru actually.
We could have actually. We could have all
You-
died in Peru at one point.
You definitely can lose people in Peru, but you kind of have to do certain things which would be potentially unlikely, but they can still happen.
Like we did at the end.
In other words, if you want to get suicidal in Peru, you've really got to work for it.
Well, I mean, there's because you know how there was like the thing inside the pyramid.
Yeah.
If you'd have stuck your head in the top of where things were going in, then loads of crazy shit could have happened. But of course, it didn't.
Confronting the bad guy on the cliff is another way of getting yourself killed, of course.
Oh, yeah, that's fair point there, Fuke.
Yeah. See, no spoilers. Fuke already knew there'd been character deaths.
Fair enough.
See? Thank you, Fuke, for exonerating me.
Yes.
Because otherwise, yes, it would have been massive spoilers.
Yeah. But yeah, Egypt's going to ramp up in ways you have no idea yet.
Oh, shit. I'm still on major.
But hopefully Perry will be able to get 1 desert roll in before he dies.
Yeah, I thought, we're going to the desert or going to the sort of wilds. I'll get a character who's got some.
In all honesty, I've been skating fate for far too long. Sooner or later, Winston's going to buy it.
But again, Winston hasn't got a major wound. Winston's doing okay.
And luck is far too easy to spend.
Yes, it's one of the classic published campaigns. Fuke. It's legend.
It is
legendary.
It is, but they've redone it once again for 7th edition and put in a prologue, which is Peru.
And
and they've changed a lot of the characters.
We're using the pre-gen characters at the moment, which is they're all very good actually. Pre-gen characters.
Yeah, they're good.
Egypt is looking dodgy as heck.
You don't even know what's coming yet. So,
Yes, that's why it's looking dodgy as heck.
Egypt isn't.
well, no, you're right. The actual borders are fine. It's what's in Egypt that's the problem.
Oh, there's a Black Pharaoh somewhere. Big deal. I mean, come on, we faced a blinking, creeping horror thing.
Well, because of the fact there's Shanghai and Kenya and Australia, I'm not even entirely sure that the pharaoh is in Egypt. To be quite
He
honest,
could. I think he might be in Australia, to be honest.
I was thinking Australia was the end point actually.
The picture, the painting of him is in front of a pyramid.
This is when we find out the bastard's back in Peru.
Yes, you go full circle. No, it's fine. Don't look on Myra, by the way. It's not finished yet because I'm revamping it.
The what are their names? Expedition went to, was it Kenya?
Carlisle, yeah.
Carlisle, Kenya, yeah.
That's where they died, wasn't it, in Kenya somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm redoing the whole layout just to make it easier to read and stuff. Because it was getting quite.
And I need to
bunched up
watch. And I need to watch last week's session just to give myself a quick refresh because I'm doing.
Yeah, not much happened in terms of action, but yeah, it was a bit of an info dump. Quite a lot of little details in there.
There
Well, I
was
mean,
quite a lot of-
I just let the GM remind me when it's relevant.
Yeah, but you have that advantage.
It's one of those games though. Some sessions are going to be that. Some sessions are going to be.
Oh yeah, I know.
You know,
I was fine with it. It's more just from your point of view to make
info.
sure.
I think our indecision during games is a big pointer to the fact that we're really not sure. We're really worried about doing something majorly wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's up completely.
Yeah,
But
we are.
also,
You're
I'm
indecision,
noticing.
but you speak for yourself.
But also, I'm noticing like with immediate leads, you're either forgetting them or you can't see them on the board because they're not clear enough or something. So that's why I'm trying to change it up a little bit to make it easier. So I'm going to try and separate stuff by location, like around the Carlisle expedition clues.
Better off with
To answer
franchise
Fuke, yes. This game will be every Saturday. I think the only day it's probably not going to be on will be Boxing Day itself.
Oh, I can't do Boxing Day.
And earlier in the day, next Saturday, you get to do Prize Fighter first. By the way, Bill, you can turn up.
You can turn up to that.
Oh,
Money.
on
If you
the
think
12th of December, obviously, Ronnie, it's up to you because we've got the escape room thing. So whether you'll want to run after that, obviously up to you. But I may be a little bit tipsy, depending on how much I've had to drink.
I will say the 14th of December, I can't make masks on the 14th.
Okay.
It's my wife's birthday.
Ah, okay.
Which, yes.
But okay.
Don't make that. I won't be making any subsequent masks visits either.
I probably won't have had time to prep that week anyway.
In answer to Fuke, yes, Becky is the only non-human in the game.
That's because the idea of a hitting with a rolling pin granny just works even better with a pixie. That's just more ridiculous. I love it. I haven't even made her strong to do damage, and yet she'll go berserk. She's not a well-rounded character. Please understand this.
Yeah.
Not like Francoise.
Two set things in motion, Fuke. The tone of this particular adventure is going to be a lot lighter than perhaps I might have made a game. But it's the run up to Christmas. I want to do something a bit silly and a bit light and a bit fun.
We haven't even started role-playing, Fugue. I won't take it personally.
Oh God, that's no good. Yeah.
Or do come on in, I'll make you a nice cup of baked beans.
We have 57 varieties of them.
If you're gonna make me baked beans again, please don't do it for 20 minutes this time.
Well, I like them nice and stodgy because, you know, the gums.
Because if you burn it on the pan, when you scrape the bottom of the pan, you get that nice thick stuff coming off there.
Yes, exactly. You know, it makes it so nice. You know, when you eat it, that's what I like. And also, the more solid it is, you can kind of pack them into replacement tea. So then the next thing you eat, you have like a baked bean tooth to cut through it with. As long as it's something soft like a banana.
Oh dear God.
This could get very silly very quickly.
It will get very silly.
And I'm all for it.
I'm sorry, but if you wanted serious players and serious characters, then you absolutely shouldn't run a game during masks. So, no, screw you.
Well, that was the other
Gone
reason,
posh
just to
now.
go back to what Fuchs said. That's the other reason why I wasn't going for something kind of serious, because we're playing a rather intense horror game on a Monday night. And I don't think
The
we could
Saturday
handle...
game is a dick about.
Oh, if you'll be here next Saturday, brilliant.
Of course, my
Excellent.
husband put his dick about as well. That's why I have so many children. That and us Faye lay quite a few eggs at once.
No, because all we're doing this session, Fuke, is
We're just
character
napping.
generation, which is done.
We're talking about nothing. We're just
we're just chatting.
We're talking bollocks.
So not distracting at all.
And yeah.
No, always happy to have some interaction anyway, or even during the actual game.
Yes, exactly.
We do like a bit of audience participation.
There is a bit of a problem with two human feet in that you can't quite see them very well on the cork board because it's sort of brown on brown.
Two human feet.
Well, because it's like just the skin, so it's kind of brownish from on the cork
this is
board.
Oh, I see. You've added a new image. Can you not
It's
put
not
a
that
post-it note behind it?
I could, yes, or I could have just kept the background on it, but I thought, no, I want to make it look nice. But yeah, I could just put a background on it.
Clearly, putting those items on the cork board was a major feat.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, well, I haven't finished it yet, so no looking.
I think Ronnie was ankling for a little bit of a laugh there.
Yeah, Ronnie got the same
Yeah.
reaction Ronnie always gets from his jokes. So that's not exactly, that's not exactly, you know.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't say that you nailed it on this occasion.
No, kind of stubbed my toe on it.
Missed it by a toe hair.
Yes.
Shit, we've got that much stuff already. Oh my God. When you spread it out like that, it's even worse.
Oh, Phil, what did I say? I hadn't finished it yet.
Is that Trump, Becky?
Yes.
I have drawn a couple of trumps on the corkboard, yes. We need to show Fuke the corkboard. I'm going to...
Thank you, Fuke.
It makes
Thank
no
you,
sense
Fuke's
at the
mum.
moment.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter.
At least my humor, as bad as it is appreciated by someone. Thank you very
We
much.
generally laugh
Also,
at your
the size
jokes.
is all messed up. I need to change the size so it's easy to
Clever
read
general
stuff.
viewing.
Doesn't matter. I just want to convey what it is we're talking about. So,
Okay. I've forgotten where this even goes.
Who's that?
Who's who?
although I think Jason is in control of the stream. So,
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh, no. Am I? No. Yes, no. Yes, there you go. So this is our cork board. And we have, so this is everything in the Masks game. And so Jason's currently remaking it and moving all the
So
clues
there's
and
no,
links
there's no
around.
links anywhere at the minute.
Yeah, wow, that is a big undertaking, isn't it? Also, I tend to doodle on the cork board. So here are our player deaths. So we've
That's
got
me.
Phil's character. Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
not actually taken me
Georgia.
that long, but the thing that took me the longest so far was unlocking stuff, because some stuff was locked and some of it was unlocked, and you can't just select it all, lock everything and unlock everything and it overrides. Oh, no. You have to find the individual things that are locked and unlock them so they actually move with everything else. It's just... Ah!
Oh. Are you showing Pants Off Smurf, by the way?
Pants off Smurf. That is rather rude, isn't it, that one? I think that was the last one I wrote. That's kissing the coronavirus. It's a random snail. I don't know why these pink squares have appeared around it.
It's because it's new things or modified things.
This happens
Okay.
during the
Oh,
So you just click where the pink is and it goes away.
But the blinking eye of the snail is no longer attached to the snail. How do I move it?
Yeah, well, it wasn't
Oh.
locked, so I'm so sorry.
How do I select?
Oh, there's a bit here as well that's not to do with something. I'll just put it over here.
Yeah, there's a lot of information on that cork board. A lot of information. I mean, Jason even thinking of revising it is a big effort.
Yes, because there's so much.
And also, like I mentioned, there's just not enough like visual handouts in Egypt, full stop. So,
But I like your idea of doing it by region is actually quite a good idea, I think.
yeah, before I didn't want to use regions because I thought, oh, is that too much of a spoiler and blah, blah, blah.
Could you sort of put Peru in the middle, didn't you, and spread out from there?
No, I did Elias in the middle because it's like, boom, there's him. This is where all the clues go, which worked to start with, but then it's like, now it doesn't. So what I'm doing is Peru's like a branch. You go into New York and then you're kind of surrounding the Carlisle expedition, which works a lot better. But again, I need to change the sizes so you can actually see what everything is.
Oh, shit. Lady Poop.
Yes, Niall, suddenly speak dragon.
What has happened here? The heads come off Peeping Tom and half the birds.
If you group the image together, then that wouldn't have happened. I couldn't do anything about it.
Group? I don't know how.
I'm not
You just
entirely
select
sure
everything and then click group.
I'm not entirely sure why the dragon is called Miles, but it is called Miles the High Speed Dragon.
Peeping Tom needs head.
No, he doesn't. What he needs is a blood explosion.
And then what I need to do is go through the post-it notes and see if they're actually relevant or not. Because I'll do a bit of spring cleaning just to help.
How do you select an area? Is it that? No.
You just drag.
Whose megaphone is that?
No. I drew the megaphone.
You just drag with the arrow selected.
With the arrows. No, that turns it into a hand.
No. Click it again. Yeah. There you go.
There we go. I've de-redded everything.
Wow.
Pinkified. So yeah, I need to make.
Is there a conch shell, or what's that for?
Yeah, a conch shell. That was on the Ivory Wind.
Oh, was it? Okay. Missed that. Skin of 2 human feet. Remember that.
Yeah, I've put all the images and official handouts round where they need to be, but it's just the written post-it notes I need to sort out.
Of course you belong here, Fuke.
So if I make them a bit smaller.
Canadians are always welcome.
Why would we care what country you're from? I mean, we're British. We have no pride left. I mean, seriously. All right. I'm about done.
Dunsky.
Everyone is done. Everyone has their things bought, their derived statistics derived at.
I'll post
Yes.
my character sheet in the
Oh yeah,
Facebook.
yeah. That's
Yes,
Wait.
yes.
All right. In that, yeah. Okay. In that case, I better name the file.
On.
You're thinking in the messenger, yeah? Or are you thinking, do we have a group?
I'll
Yeah,
put it in the
middle
messenger. Middle nipple group still. If we could rename it.
Brexit is officially going to happen on January the 1st, at which point everyone who voted for it will suddenly realise what it is they voted for.
Yep.
Wait, what?
You're asking how Brexit's going.
How is it not going? 'Cause
January
it's really not
1st,
going.
January 1st, an entire section of the British population are going to find out exactly what is meant by that old adage, be careful what you wish for.
They've
Although
done
nobody actually wished for a hard Brexit.
No.
It's a hard Brexit we're getting.
They've done no preparation for it whatsoever.
Oh no, we have a trade deal with Canada. It continues our existing terms.
Oh wow, my God.
That's
Yeah.
as good as it gets. Continuation.
So we have a trade partner with one country.
Oh, Switzerland
Yep.
and the Faroe
Switzerland.
Islands. Switzerland.
Oh, and
and
we've
the
got some.
Faroe
We
Islands.
did some
and
deal
Japan.
with Japan.
Did you?
Yeah, haven't we got something to do with soy sauce with Japan, so we can still trade soy sauce?
I think the Canadian deal is just a continuation of what the
Yeah.
European deal was. The only new deal is Japan. That is the only new deal, which is
Wow.
absolutely brilliant, and it favours Japan.
And that's for soy sauce.
Or cheese
Well,
or something.
It reduces tariffs on Japanese soy sauce, I think, but we buy most of our soy sauce from Europe.
Yeah.
It comes from Holland.
Yeah.
Most of our food does. Almost every single potato in this country comes from Holland. All comes through from Rotterdam. Nantes and Ipswich, which is why the
Fucked.
A14's always so busy. Yeah, we're fucked.
We're fucked.
So we're going to stock up on food in December.
But it still gets me that there's going to be no repercussions for any of them. They're just going to walk off after making loads of cash, and they're going to get away with it.
The reason for Brexit, so as you know, Fugue, the reason is, and you can tell who campaigned for it simply, and this will make complete sense, is the European Union were introducing a new tax law that would have prevented offshore tax havens from, well, basically, everyone who wants to pass wealth down, offshore tax havens wouldn't have worked for that anymore within Europe. And because Britain has so much hereditary wealth, that's why Brexit happened.
Yes.
Apparently, the UK has more tax havens than any other country on the
Oh
planet.
yeah, because we've got all of these old imperial assets, like little places, just that are part of the crown but not part of the United Kingdom, like the Isle of Man.
Brexit happened because an Australian led the campaign for it.
Yeah, and that too, Murdoch.
It's the great irony. Brexit is happening because an Australian led the charge.
I mean, it's completely. It couldn't work. There's no way it could work.
No.
You cannot in this day and age on this planet. You cannot be independent of everything else.
No. And what all these people that are sort of all this nostalgia over sovereignty shit, whatever sovereignty even means, but what a lot of these people forget is when Britain did have an empire, and when it was a superpower and everything else, we were an empire built on trade, and they've just voted away our 26 biggest trading partners, or however many is in Europe. I mean, seriously, it's insane. There is no rational argument for Brexit,
And like a lot of Brexiteers get really angry if you point out that they're racist, because they're so. And it's like, oh, you're just calling me racist. Like, where's the actual? It's just a vote, all this kind of stuff. They get really angry over it. But frankly, if you voted for Brexit, you don't have to be racist to vote for Brexit. But racism was definitely okay with you. Because you couldn't vote for such a racist campaign. I mean, it was brazenly racist.
It was racist.
The campaign was absolutely
Let's
racist.
stop brown people
Fuchs
from coming
Fuchs
into our
says his
country.
mum wants our opinion on Johnson. My opinion on Johnson is not.
He's fucking dangerous.
He
He's a mini
passed
Trump.
himself off as a
He's a mini
bumbling
Trump.
idiot, but he's very dangerous.
My honest opinion of Johnson is simply not able to be voiced. Without possibly.
If he was drowning in a lake, I'd replace the water in the lake with acid.
That'll take a while.
After I urinated on him.
He's lazy. He's very lazy, and he's not very clever.
He doesn't do detail, does he? He just fires from the hip.
I mean, you do got to see. Look at his record as mayor of London. It's not good.
No, he's been fired several times for not telling truth.
He's been fired from nearly every job he's had for lying.
Yeah, when he was a columnist in the newspapers, he got fired for lying, and he was always caught in controversy for racism, for
he is extremely lazy,
offending other countries.
If you want a somewhat accurate idea of Johnson, then watch the sketches of Spitting Image on YouTube, because they're good.
This sums up what Phil's saying. In terms of his laziness, when the COVID outbreak happened, we have these emergency meetings called the Cobra Committee.
Oh, yeah.
He eventually turned up to the 5th one. So there were no decisions made to prepare the country for COVID because the Prime Minister didn't turn up to the first 5 emergency meetings.
Beginning of last year, we had very, very bad flooding in the country. He couldn't even be asked to arrange a meeting for it.
I would say he's not quite Trump's twin, Fuchs. The thing is,
it's a bit more evil.
Trump is very deliberate in the disaster that he causes.
Yeah.
Johnson is just a bumbling idiot that disaster happens around.
He's not.
However, I would say Johnson is more evil in intent. Like, because his actual, whereas Trump will just self-serve, Johnson, I think, will actually willingly cause harm out of ideology. Like, bloody disabled people, take away their wheelchairs and then give them a walking stick. They'll be grateful for the walking stick.
The thing with Johnson, because he's lazy, he doesn't plan. So what Johnson does is, it's anything to get me through today. Whatever fiery lights today will be dealt with tomorrow. But anything to get through today, whatever he says, get him through today, tomorrow he'll deal with tomorrow. There's no plan to it.
Yeah, but he likes to think that means he's dynamic because he shoots from the hip.
Yeah.
The
man is a moron.
Actually, I have a better analysis of Johnson. He's a cunt.
That's pretty much as far as it goes. Have a look at video of him visiting Scotland.
What did he do in Scotland?
He visited.
Got booed at.
He was shaking with Sturgeon on the steps. And we go,
Awesome.
I mean, you can see him when he actually visited the flood victims last year. I mean, people were telling him what he was when he arrived, didn't he? Because he did nothing for them.
No.
And the money they got, Europe actually gave us money for that.
Yep.
When we were leaving, they actually gave us money.
The amount of times that Europe have offered us money or offered us funds, like for PPE, for example, and they've just turned it down. They're like, "Are you sure you
Catch you later,
don't want
Fuke.
in?" But yeah, TLDR, he's a cunt. Or DL probably for didn't listen.
I mean, I can't. People tell me they voted for him because he's better. He's a better option than Jeremy Corbyn.
Oh yeah.
How? How is this better than Jeremy?
Well, it's because of this whole smear stuff of because he talked to an IRA person once.
Like Thatcher.
Like,
I
Thatcher
can
fucking did.
honestly, I can honestly say, with my hand on my heart, I know why Johnson is seen as superior to Corbyn, right? And I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about as a nation. England leans to the right.
Of course it does.
And the person who leans to the right with them is always going to get their vote. Generally speaking. Obviously, there are a lot of people in England who do not lean to the right, but there's not enough of them. Yeah, exactly.
Saying,
there's not enough.
I'm not saying Jeremy Corbyn is a particularly good leader even. I think he had major issues.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I still voted for his party. I didn't particularly like my local candidate for Labour, but
you can't say he was worse than Boris Johnson.
No,
oh, good grief, no.
Nope.
I mean, my problem with Jeremy Corbyn in terms of him being leader is he's a very nice guy and has a lot of good principles, but he wasn't able to sell it.
I think he'd been a very
I think he did. Like, Labour had the biggest membership it ever had under Corbyn. Labour was as big as it ever been because of Corbyn. The problem Corbyn had was that he's a socialist, and the establishment in this country, and we are a plutocracy, and they wouldn't have that.
I think the fundamental issue is we are a socialist country. People don't understand what socialism means.
Well, they just lump it in with communism.
Yeah, but
And
it's not.
also,
that's a major problem in America.
Even
as well.
Stalin, Mao, Peron, they are a specific type of communism. Like, not all communism is like a single party state.
But socialism isn't communism, and it gets lumped in. I think Jeremy Corbyn is basically a communist. He's fucking not.
But then you also get
at
people
times I've been called a Marxist online because I lean left. And it's like, no. I'm as much of a communist. In fact, I'm less of a communist than you are a fascist. Or a Nazi. It's just I'm left leaning. That's it.
You see these people. You don't like socialism, no? So you don't want to pay. You don't want to fire brigade.
Oh yeah. Everyone gets free stuff. No.
You don't want the council to look after your roads.
Oh God, the roads thing. We're going back on, aren't we? We're going back to the blinking turnpike system.
So what?
Yeah, they're talking about.
It's what we used to have. It used to be every road was privately owned, and you'd have to pay to use it.
Yeah,
and they're going back to a system like that, but nationalised.
There's the top of Birmingham is a turnpike, effectively, isn't it?
Mm.
You pay to go on it. You pay.
The M6 toll. I've done it a couple of times.
Oh yeah, the M6 toll.
Yeah. But they're talking about doing that nationwide. We got rid of the turnpike system for a reason.
So they're going to make us pay to use roads we paid for.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Shall we end the broadcast? Because I'm getting...
Yeah. We're just ranting about politics now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you on Monday.
Yes, for Mass and
I shall see you tomorrow, but he's not here anymore.
Egyptian culture.